Hello, church family. I hope you are doing well. I have some very important information I want to talk with you about in this video update today. So I hope you'll be able to take a few minutes and listen to this entire video. Hopefully, it won't be too long, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. One of the most frequently asked questions of me over the last several weeks has been, when will we resume in person worship? I want you to know this decision has been a most difficult decision. The ministers and I have spent a lot of time talking to medical experts. We have been reading reports. We have been praying about this decision as well as talking among ourselves. We've also listened to you. We've listened to you in telephone conversations, in our emails that we receive from you, and especially in reading your responses to the recent survey that we conducted. And thank you so much for participating in that survey. As we have listened to you, it is very clear that First Baptist Roswell has strong and diverse opinions and beliefs about resuming in person worship. Some feel very strongly that we should continue with online worship only for several more weeks and believe that it is too early for us to resume in person worship. We certainly understand these positions and these feelings. Others believe we should have resumed in person worship several weeks ago, or that we should never have stopped having in person worship. Even our ministers find ourselves thinking and feeling differently about this difficult decision. The bylaws of our church indicate that Sunday worship is under the direction of the senior pastor. So ultimately, whether I like it or not, that means decisions surrounding Sunday worship services are my decision. So, after much thought, discussion, and prayer, I have decided that we will resume in person worship services on Sunday, June the 7th. Now, I recognize that many will disagree with this decision, and that's okay. I understand that. I understand your legitimate concerns and appreciate you sharing them with us. I simply want to be clear that though the other ministers have shared their thoughts and opinions, the decision to resume in person worship on Sunday, June the 7th, is my decision and my decision alone. I am grateful, very grateful for everyone's input, but I am solely responsible for this decision. So later this week, we will send you by email or by written letter, if you don't have email, guidelines, recommendations for that we have drafted for resuming in-person worship. I hope you will take a few minutes to read through these detailed recommendations. But for now, in this video, I simply want to emphasize two important matters. Number one, if you are in a high risk category for coronavirus, or if you are not ready yet to return to public worship, please know that we support and encourage your decision to continue to stay home and to worship with us online. We don't want in any way to needlessly put someone in a compromised situation. So we are resuming in person worship primarily for those, number one, who are not at high risk, and number two, for those who are not concerned about being in public gatherings at this time. So we encourage all of our older members and all of our high risk members to stay home and to worship with us online. Second, I recognize that there are many different perspectives, thoughts, and opinions about resuming in person worship. My prayer is that we will follow the guidelines and the recommendations that your ministers have drafted to keep everyone safe while we are enjoying in person worship. And while we're offering the opportunity to worship in the sanctuary, we remember that it's primarily for those who are simply ready to do so. Like any other issue, we don't have to agree with each other, but our spirit of cooperation continues even as we hold different thoughts and opinions. So be on the lookout later this week for guidelines that we have drafted for returning to in person worship service on Sunday, June the 7th. Now, this decision is simply for the month of June. We're planning to have in person worship at 11 o'clock on Sundays during June, for those who feel comfortable coming. But we will continue to monitor this situation, and if we need to, we may change that decision for July. But for June, that's our plan. On June the 14th, we're excited to hold our rescheduled graduate recognition service to let our graduating seniors know how much they mean to us and how much we love them and are praying for them as they continue their journey in life. So I pray that you continue to be safe and healthy. And I look forward to continuing to worship with you online or in person starting on Sunday, June the 7th. May God bless you. Thank you.